Here's my actionable tip. Create a pre-meeting checklist template. Prepare your questions before stakeholder discussion. Review last project notes before new engagement. Point number 7, practice until you can't get it wrong builds calm under chaos. Oof. While you're also being calm, no, I know what you're thinking. Well, you're like, well, you can always be calm, and you're right. You're right. I'm not going to refute that. But what I would say, you have a better chance when things go chaotic. So repetition creates reflex, which helps you stay calm when everything else is falling apart. This is important, family, because calmness in crisis reassures your team and helps you think clearly. Here's my 3 actionable tips I would love for you to go experiment with. Build a weekly habit of practicing project rescue scenarios. Journal what triggered stresses and how you can actually handle it. And then last, final one, review your risk register weekly so you can stay mentally ahead and actually ready. Point number 8, practice until feedback becomes fine tuning, not fixing. If you can notice something, there's a theme that's going on. I'm talking about practice. I'm talking about focus. I'm talking about determination. Well, yeah, I'm talking about determination, or basically being ambitious in a way that allows you to be over prepared. Reason why I'm sharing this with you, family, is because if we don't understand how to fine tune, not just fixing, because a lot of times we go in and fix things and then we never come back to see how we fixed it instead of fine tuning it. When you practice deeply, feedback refines your edge, not repairs your mistakes. This is important because as you progress, you want coaching to enhance your game, not rebuild your fundamentals. Here's my 3 actionable tips I love for you to go experiment with. Share deliverables early and ask for micro adjustments. Treat each feedback session like a tune-in session and keep feedback logs to track your evolution. One of my favorite artifacts that I use is a RAID Q log. What is that? Risk, action items, issues, decisions, and the Q is for questions. I love you keeping that because at a very high level, I understand the decisions that were made in a meeting or through email. I understand the risks that I need to really be paying attention to, but the caveat there is I'm still looking at my risk register. I'm still looking at my issue log when it comes to issues. But most of all, what were some of the questions that were asked during these particular meetings? Point number 9, the standard you accept becomes the standard your team adopts. Like I said, family, it's hard at many times when you're leading a project and you're not showing up to be exceptional. I know you're going to have days where you can't be exceptional because there's things that happen, as they say, lives. And what that translates to is that you have to understand that you still have to do the best that you can of what you have. And the way to do that is to show up to be exceptional. And being exceptional means breaking the standards. If the standard is, okay, we don't use a project charter, create one anyway, so at least you understand the concepts of it. This is important because project quality and culture start with you again. Here's my actionable tips I love for you to go experiment with. Set a visible quality standard for deliverables, acknowledge when standards are met, and course correct respectfully. Point number 10, time reveals who rehearsed and who was just actually winging